What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I have two sets, one of them being a 5-0 set and the other just being a 3-2, but the battles in that set were quite good, the ones I won anyway. And so yeah, I'm going to show you both those sets. And the team I was running was Froslass, Alolan Raichu as a safe swap, and Bibarel as a hard swap to counter the safe Froslass and safe Marowak swaps, which are very common in this cup. I don't think I actually managed to counter either of those swaps in any of the battles in this video, but obviously Bibarel still does well because I went 8-2 overall. So we're just going to go straight into the first set. This was the 5-0 set. Alright, so into the first battle, we lead Froslass into Drifblim, so this is a fairly neutral matchup. We hit the Avalanche and they get an extra Hex through, so they should be at a Shadow Ball now. So we're going to switch into Bibarel and hopefully catch a move, but they don't throw. And they bring in Altaria, so we're going to go for the Hyper Fang. It does quite a decent chunk. And we actually force them to throw a charge move, so this is good. Now we can come in with Froslass, completely farm them down with Powder Snow. And we're expecting Drifblim to come back in, which it does. So we're going to shield this. It's just an Icy Wind. And they bring in Alolan Graveler. And we're a bit slow to throw, so we actually CMP there. We get a shield from them, so we're going to switch into Raichu, and we're just going to hit the Wild Charge as soon as we can. It's resisted, but it does a huge chunk of damage. And the Stone Edge takes us out, but we can actually commit to farming them down with Powder Snow, and then we throw the Shadow Ball straight away. Avalanche would have definitely KO'd at that range, but I just threw the Shadow Ball anyway. So we're able to win that game. Into the next game, we lead into a Marowak, so this is not good. So we switch into Alolan Raichu. And we're going to shield this regardless of what it is. Ends up being a Shadow Bone, and then they come in with Froslass, so we're going to throw the Wild Charge. They shield, and we're going to hit one more Volt Switch and then throw another Wild Charge, and they shield again, and actually able to farm us down, so this is not looking good. But we have Bibarel, so we're going to let this go through. We can comfortably tank another one. And now we're going to charge up to a Surf and then swap to try catch an Avalanche, and we do catch it. And now we're expecting the Marowak to come back in, but we're going to reach the Shadow Ball now as they threw a Shadow Bone earlier. So we take out the Marowak. They come back in with Froslass, so we're going to commit to farming them down. We'll shield this, and we're expecting whatever's in the back to be weak to Froslass. And it's a Vigoroth. So we throw the Avalanche, we switch into Bibarel, throw the Surf, and we're actually able to Water Gun it down and take that game. So that was a super close game, but we managed our energy pretty well. And into the next game, we lead Froslass into Skarmory, so this is fairly neutral. We're going to throw the Avalanche. And now we're trying to catch a Sky Attack with Raichu, but they actually switch into Obstagoon. We're going to shield this. Obstagoon can actually beat all three of my Pokemon, so this is not great. We're going to go for the Wild Charge, but they don't shield, so that's good. We're expecting Skarmory to come back in, so we throw the Wild Charge straight away. They actually come in with Vigoroth. They don't shield again, and then they just quit. So I don't really know why they did that. There was still a lot of play, but we'll take that. Into the next game, we lead into Haunter, so this is not great for us. They throw the charge move as we reach the Avalanche, and we're just hoping that we can survive, and we do. So we are probably going to get a shield here, and they actually let it go through. but they come in with Altaria, so now they know that my ice type is down. So this is not great for us. We're going to shield this. It's just a sky attack, but the Dragon Breaths do add up. We go for the back-to-back Wild Charge, but actually they don't shield, so we're going to switch into Bibarel and Water Gun them down. And now we're going to go for the back-to-back Surfs. They shield the first one. We hit the second one and no charm goes through. They don't shield this as they know that Wild Charge will do more damage. And my opponent makes a mistake here by throwing the charge move. If they'd have just commit to fast moving us down, then they would have won, but they basically skipped a fast move and we were able to take them out with Volt Switch there. So we lead Froslass into Diggersby. This is a good matchup for us. They switch into Aerodactyl and it's the first time I've seen it, so I was really slow with the switch. So we're down a shield. And actually come in with Graveler, Rock Throw Graveler, so they're running a double Rock Throw in the back. So very interesting team. We get to another Surf. We're going to bring in Raichu, we'll shield this, and then they swap, so we're going to swap into Froslass, go for the Avalanche. It doesn't KO because of how tanky Diggersby is. This Fire Punch also isn't going to KO, and they should beat us to the next move, but for whatever reason they don't throw. I think they wanted to farm us down with the Graveler, but we've already got a move on the Raichu, so we're going to hit the Grass Knot and we're able to take that game. So I think that was the final game of the 5-0 set. Yeah, it was. So pretty good set there. A few mistakes on my opponent's end, but we were able to capitalize. And then this is a different set. We only go 3-2 in this set, but there were quite a few good games, including this one. So Marowak in the lead, we switch into Alolan Raichu. This is also not a good matchup, but we're going to go for the back-to-back Wild Charge. We get a shield, and then we throw the Wild Charge. And boom, we take out the Marowak. So Alolan Raichu was amazing there. And then they're going to bring in a Mandibuzz, and we're actually able to get to another Wild Charge. And we get the final shield. So we're going to come in with Bibarel because they have a lot of energy now, and Froslass can probably tank a foul play, but not too. And now they've thrown here, so we're expecting them to be at roughly 0 energy. So we're going to come back in with Froslass, hit the Avalanche. That was probably a CMP tie there. And then they have a Abomasnow in the back. So this was too soon to be Energy Ball, so there's no point shielding this. And it was just a Weather Ball. We're going to go for the Shadow Ball. It does slightly more damage. And this was also too soon, so we're just going to let it go through again. And then a couple Powder Snows, and we're able to take that game. So into the next game, Froslass into Galvantula. Galvantula is pretty tricky. I was hoping to sneak in an extra Powder Snow there, but we don't get it through. They go straight Discharge. Usually Galvantula likes to bait with Lunge so they can lower our attack. We accidentally switch into Bibarel. We were trying to go for the Raichu, but I think this was the first set I used this team, so I forgot where it was. So we basically just completely sacrificed the Bibarel there. They go for Lunge. And now they switch in the Diggersby. And because they've dropped our attack, this Avalanche is not going to do nearly as much as it did last time. We're actually able to catch a Fire Punch on Raichu. And now here we should just go for the Wild Charge because we're never going to get to the Grass Knot. But we didn't, And now we're going to have to throw here. If we threw the wild charge, then we probably could have farmed down here. And they have a Skarmory in the back, so 2 avalanches would have definitely KO'd. But instead we're just going to let them take us out because there's no chance we can win here. So a bit of a mistake there. Obviously the first mistake was switching in Bibarel to the Galvantula, but also not throwing the wild charge. So bad lead, we switch into Alolan Raichu. We're going to shield this, and now we have back-to-back wild charges ready to throw. They shield. We're going to throw a couple extra volt switches. And they don't shield this time. And we're able to get to another wild charge. And they don't shield again, so that is the power of Alolan Raichu right there. We're going to let this go through. It's just a surf, thankfully. We're going to overfarm a little bit and then go for our own surf. We were trying to catch a charge move there, but it was not necessary. And then we go for another surf, and I think this will KO at this range. Yep. And then we're able to water gun down the Froslass and take that game. Into the next game, we lead Froslass into Vigoroth, so this is a great lead. They switch in Lapras, so we're going to switch into Raichu. We're going to have to shield this because it's a Shadow Lapras and Surf's going to do quite a lot of damage to us. We go for the wild charge, we get a shield, we get a whole volt switch through there, so that's really good for us. And we just commit to farming it down. We throw a wild charge into the Vigoroth. And they actually switch, so we throw another wild charge into Froslass, I think. Yep, and they shield this time. We've got Bibarel, so we actually come in with Froslass first and then come in with Bibarel. So that was quite a good play there. So I've got an avalanche stored on my Froslass now, I think. We go for the surf, we farm it down, and then my opponent quits. And into, I think, the final battle of this set, we lead into Wigglytuff, so this is not a great lead. None of my Pokemon can really deal with the charm damage. So we get a shield there, and we're going to switch into Bibarel because Water Gun does quite a lot of damage. We're going to shield this. It's just an Ice Beam. They come in with a Bomber Snow. We're not going to shield. And they actually just throw a Weather Ball so we can get to a surf here. But it doesn't quite KO, and now they're going to get to another Weather Ball. Now we're going to come in with Raichu. We throw the Wild Charge straight away. We're actually expecting them to shield here, but they don't. So we switch into Froslass, and now this is bad. They have a Munchlax, and there's not really a lot we can do. We just barely don't get to the Avalanche, and now this Munchlax has a lot of energy. So there's no point shielding this because they probably have back-to-back body slams. And we lose that game, but we were able to go 3-2, so still positive, and we had some good games in that set. So if you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, then leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and if you're not subscribed yet, then feel free to subscribe. And I've tried a few other teams since using this team, and none of them have done particularly well. A lot of 2 and 3s and 3 and 2s, and hovering around the same rating that I started off with. I think I've actually dropped a little bit. I want to try and use some more off-meta teams, and I know that anything with Froslass in can't really be considered off meta, as I think that Froslass is the best Pokemon in this cup. So I've been trying to go without it in my teams featuring some more spicy Pokemon, but yeah, they've not been doing as well. So hopefully I'll be able to get another video out, but I can't promise anything. And with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.